NATO suffers from Donald Trump, but if Joe Biden wins the election, Brussels is hoping for a restart of the alliance. For the outgoing NATO Secretary General, there is already a surprising desired successor. For the first time, a woman could conquer the top job. And NATO is looking for a new Secretary General. The incumbent Jens Stoltenberg, he's 61 right now, has been in office for a long time by NATO standards, and his contract has only been extended by necessity so as not to deepen the transatlantic disputes before the US election date on November 3rd. US President Donald Trump had exacerbated the NATO crisis with his verbal attacks on the European NATO allies and the planned withdrawal of troops from Germany. After the American election, however, NATO personnel are on the agenda. A restart of the defense alliance is combined with the replacement of the key position. Diplomatic explorations are always underway in Brussels as to who could succeed the widely respected Norwegian Stoltenberg. The name of Annegret Kramp-Karrenbauer, we in Germany used to call her AKK, has recently appeared as a conceivable option in NATO circles. The German defense minister is especially considered a preferred candidate if Joe Biden wins the election. Biden is considered an Atlanticist and a reliable NATO partner. With it, the ailing German-American relationship, a central axis of the NATO, could be redefined and positively defined. AKK would be a good lineup for this. They say, some in Brussels already think that AKK personnel will be Angela Merkel's next masterpiece in personnel policy. With the first female Secretary General for NATO, Merkel diplomacy would have achieved a second historic gender success alongside Ursula von der Leyen as the first female EU Commission President. For AKK, on the other hand, the top job at NATO would be a happy turn in her career after her withdrawal from the CDU party leadership curtailed her domestic political prospects. The CDU, my party, is the Christian Democratic Union. It's the original Conservative Party in Germany. As a Saarland native, the way to Brussels would be closer than to Berlin for her. Her advocates consider her a reliable NATO ally, and her calm, professional work as a defense minister is internationally valued. With her counsel, she could easily bridge the conflicting interests of the members. In addition, Germany, which is the third largest defense investor in NATO alongside the USA and Great Britain, is a key to a new NATO of the future. With the German Secretary General, the chances that Germany will finally increase its defense spending to the agreed level would also increase. In fact, although this is not particularly popular in Germany, AKK has repeatedly declared for months we need a reliable and substantial increase in the defense budget. And so these days, when the German defense minister is also planning to replace the outdated Tornado fleet with up to 93 Eurofighters and 45 F-18 fighter planes from the US manufacturer Boeing. Among other things, the F-18s are to be procured for Germany's nuclear participation in US weapons. NATO's deterrent concept provides that allies are involved in access to US nuclear weapons. For months, AKK has been systematically seeking good relationship with its NATO partners. Already on her first trip abroad, she visited the NATO headquarters and she has a trusting relationship with Stoltenberg. In Brussels, Stoltenberg is an advocate of Plan AKK. Conversely, AKK honors the General Secretary by demonstrating the Manfred Wörner Medal. Manfred Wörner was the first and so far only German NATO Secretary General from 1988 to 1994 in a ceremony and declares, "He is a bridge builder between the USA and Europe. The alliance has been realigned, reformed and strengthened under Stoltenberg. For years he has been leading NATO with a sure hand through the challenges of our time." And for the NATO anniversary, AKK intoned sentences that read like an announcement of a candidacy. "From the beginning of my term of office, I made it clear that NATO is and will remain the cornerstone of our security. We must therefore get involved accordingly and preserve NATO as that what it is, irreplaceable. The German role in the alliance has always been essential. That would be especially true with AKK at the top." And if you now want to know more about European or global politics, YouTube has chosen another of my videos right here for you on the end screen, right next to your chance to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to have a look in my pinned comment. There's some information about my schedule and all the topics in there for you. I'll see you in my next video. Click and enjoy. Viel Spaß!